Hey everybody, Vaughn here with the Vonster vlog, and welcome to day 181 of a year of yoga. We are going to be starting standing on our mat today, throwing in a little bit more of that balance work that I desperately need so much. And I think what we're going to try to do, it's going to seem kind of just weird, I guess, but we're going to have a block just set up off to one side of us. And thank you guys for joining me here today. By the way, I'm excited that it is day, 181? So tomorrow is the halfway point to the completion of a year of yoga, which is pretty cool. So let's just start by lifting up on both of our tippy toes and then setting down our left foot. We're still up on the right, lifting up and setting down, lifting up and setting down, just kind of alternating, waking our ankles up, kind of wobbling a bit if we need to, maybe making some figure eights with our wrists, or just teacups, like you're wiping out the inside of a mug or a teacup. Bring your awareness to your breath. Let's root both of our feet into the ground for a moment, growing up out of the top of our head. As we breathe in, let's visualize pulling up, like we're a tree, let's pull up water and nutrients and energy from the ground. And as we exhale, grow out of the top of our head, pulling up, growing out the top. Okay, so now from here, let's shift over into our right foot. I do have my block over on the right side. I am going to bring up my left foot, bringing my knee up as well. Inhale, let's slowly bend forward, bringing our foot behind us, picking up the block and coming back up. Try to not lose your balance. Changing hands, and I'm going to bend down and place the block back down on the ground. And down, bringing that left foot to the earth. Let's go ahead and shift to the left side. Inhaling, bringing that knee up. Let's exhale, coming forward, nice and slow, almost as slow as you possibly can. Let's pick up the block, bring that knee back up, change block hands. Woo! It's all right if you need to fall out of it. Reground through our left foot, bring that right knee up. We've inhaled, let's exhale, bending forward. Woo! Not going as slow as I'd like, but we'll set the block down. And then come up. Set our right foot down. Let's do this once more on each side. This is really challenging for me. Let me know how it is for you down in the comments when you're done. Bringing that left knee up again. Let's just hold here for a moment too. If this is just where you're at today, maybe with your hand on like the back of a sturdy chair or something, that's perfectly okay. Inhaling, let's exhale, coming forward, bowing over to pick up that block. Inhaling, changing hands, and exhaling, coming over as slow as we can before coming back up after setting that block down. Whew, that really, I can feel that in my butt, y'all. Like, I don't know about you guys, but like all of my lower legs are like, this is not what we usually do. And that's exactly why we do it, because we want to reclaim that mobility. Let's shift our weight over into the left foot. Inhaling, exhale, let's lift that right knee up and hold for a breath. And exhale. I don't even know what I'm doing with my breath anymore. I'm just trying to not fall over. Picking up the block. Coming up. changing hands. Good golly, this is hard. Like, my whole left leg is just cramping, but we're here and we're doing it. And if you want, you don't even have to bring your knee that high. Let's come on down nice and slow. Set it down and come up. Oh my goodness. Alrighty, let's shake those feet out. It's good work, you guys. Even if you fell over 100% of the time, it's still, we're here and we're doing the thing, and that is awesome. I'm gonna straighten up my mat, and I'm just gonna come and sit back in a thunderbolt position, stilling our mind, stilling our breath. Let's go ahead and do some shoulder rolls today. I'm just alternating which shoulder I'm bringing forward, up, and back, forward, up, and back. Being change direction. And I'm trying to exaggerate this movement and do it quite slowly because it's almost like wringing out a dirty dish rag. Just really squeezing into those muscles, or kneading dough, or conditioning clay. Let's go ahead and walk our hands forward into a cat-cow position. Let's start in tabletop and just bring our awareness, check in with our wrists, make sure we're comfortable. Inhale, exhale. On our next inhale, let's arch our back, bringing our tailbone and the top of our head towards the sky. And exhale, pushing through into cat pose, opening up all across our back, pulling that navel into our spine. And now just explore this movement, paired with your breath, maybe undulating through it. Change direction if you're undulating through. Once more. And from here, I'm going to reshift just a little bit. Inhale, extending our left arm forward. And exhale, threading that needle. Now, I've seen folks, they'll be like here in the stretch, and then they'll reach up, and that's horrible for me. Ooh, my back cramped. So if you have that in you, go for it. I'm going to be right here, though. So. Just really stretching through my back, reaching, wiggling my fingers, trying to stay grounded to the tops of both of my feet. Inhale and exhale, come up out of it. Inhale, extending our right arm forward. And exhale, threading that needle through. Being sure to keep breathing. Inhale and exhale, coming up and out of it. Now from here, let us walk our hands forward just a little bit, centering myself up onto the mat. Inhaling, extending that back leg, preparing for plank. Exhale into plank. Inhale. Exhale into our first downward facing dog of today's practice. Release. releasing our neck and shoulders. Inhale and exhale, come down, back to plank. And let's lower those knees and ease back. My arms are super wrecked. I guess from yesterday's yoga practice, it's the only thing I can figure. So we're actually going to take it pretty easy today. Let's just go ahead and sit on our booties. And I'm going to do a bound angle, like cobbler's pose, but you could totally just do easy pose or lotus or just wherever you are, whatever you feel like doing. Let's get in some really juicy neck circles. And part of what makes these so juicy is remembering to breathe, using the full expanse of our lungs, making our elbows heavy and exploring that full range of motion. So I'm going to make my right elbow really, really heavy and tilt my left ear to my left shoulder, and then I'm going to look down, and then I'm going to look up, still with my head tilted. And then I'm going to shift it on around, make my left elbow heavy, and do that same thing. Shifting on around. Let's go ahead and do more nice big circles here. Change direction. And I'm going to use my strap to hold on to through the loop with my left hand. I'm going to bring it around, and I'm going to try to get a nice stretch by pulling up. And then again, I'm going to turn so that you can see what it is that I'm doing here. So I'm pulling up just to push past my natural range of motion, but then while I'm here, I'm going to practice flexing my shoulder back and forward and trying to lift this left hand as much as possible of its own accord. The strap is just there to kind of encourage it in that direction. But it's this moving of our shoulder, almost like we're flapping our elbow while breathing, that's going to let our body know that this is totally okay. I'm even making a little bit of a shoulder circle in one direction and then in the other. And from here, I still can't quite reach my fingertips together, but one day we'll get there. I used to in high school. I'm like 20 years ago. That's fine. So now I'm going to put that loop around my right hand and bring it around, dropping that strap down my back. Now I'm going to hold on as high as I can on my strap with my left hand before pulling down. And now while we're here, I like to look, shake my head no, and nod my head yes. And it may even be helpful to you to let go of that strap entirely and just grab onto that elbow and guide your hand down the center line of your spine. And from here, what I'm doing to let my shoulder know that this is okay is I'm actually lifting my elbow up and down. Let's lift up and out and do that same thing on the other side. So putting the strap. Now I have an old injury through this muscle group on my right side. So I'm going to be very ginger with it, very gentle, but I still want to stretch and strengthen. So you know your body better than anybody. Be mindful and honor that. So we're just gonna bring it up right to the edge of where we feel our flexibility is, and then kind of dance on it. Might be a slow dance, but that's all right. Flapping that elbow forward and back, making some circles with our shoulder. We can even do some neck circles here as well. And I'm going to ease my way out of it and come in and start to relieve some of that stiffness by just bringing it down and then bringing my, like I'm wide opening my arms and pointing my thumbs at the back of the room. And then it's almost like I'm holstering my hands again, palms out. There we go. Just feel however you need to feel to get that kind of limbered up a little bit. So now I'm going to be wrapping around my left hand, dropping that down my spine, and getting into our left tricep, trying to guide our left fingers down the center line of our spine. So I don't have much luck with the strap on that, but I do if I just grab my elbow. And then again, we can look up and down. We can look side to side. We can even do some cat-cow in this position. Or a little side to side. Ooh-wee. Don't forget to breathe. And lifting up and out. I'm going to sit back down into our cobbler's pose or bound angle pose. And I have a sneeze coming, so please forgive me if I can't. I'm going to try to willpower my way out of a sneeze. Well, it might have worked. Here we are. Just breathing. Oh, getting in another round of neck stretching. I personally hoard so much tension in my neck and shoulders that it is ridiculous. So I can benefit personally from stretching and strengthening, actually. Tightness doesn't always come from an overused muscle. A lot of the times, tightness can also come from a weak muscle. So I like to practice doing like shoulder shrugs where I hold on to like just some 5 or 10 pound weights and shoulder shrug up. And I'm trying to work on doing like pull up. It's not an actual pull up at all, but it's I do where like on my aerial yoga rigging, I'll hold on to it and like lean back and kind of pull myself up a little bit. Just trying to slowly build up those muscles, those pulling muscles instead of just my pushing muscles. So hopefully one day that will reap some benefits, but it's fun in the meantime. I'm going to inhale and exhale, start to wiggle my way forward, checking in with my lower back. Say, hey, beans. Saying hey to our toe beans. Let's spread our toes nice and wide. Spread our fingers too, nice and wide as we reach forward. And then relax. Bring our hands down to the ground. Maybe let our chest rest towards our feet. I actually like to hold on to my feet. And I'm pressing my toes as hard as I can into my hands as I come down here. Just some yoga for the feet as well. They spend so much time inside shoes You can kind of make them dance, just alternate. Like how we can do this with our fingers. I try to do that with my toes. It's not as articulate, but we can try. And then come back up to an upright sitting position. Practice that same visualization with our breath from earlier, but this time through all points that are making connection with the ground. Inhale, pulling those nutrients and energy and water up, and exhale, grow out of the top of your head. That sneeze is still right there. I tried so hard not to sneeze. I think it'd be better if I just did, though. Excuse me. Oh gosh, that was really nice. I hate holding sneezes in. Please pardon me, y'all. Uh-oh, here's another one. Okay, I'm gonna let you guys go. Thank you so much for joining me here today. Let me know how you're doing. Oh no. Oh goodness, I bit my tongue. Let me know how you're doing down in the comments. Keep on keeping on, y'all. Bye.